You are listening to Wrestling Observer Live with your host, Jim Valley.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on.
Wrestling Observer Live. Live 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. And Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. It's Jim Valley.
Mark-ass stooge, indie nerd.
Randy. Words heard. The effing king of recovery. 6-0 against that.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but toot, toot.
Is there a connection between those two? Back because of the fans.
Each and every one of you. The largest collection of STD-having trailer park trash The Rock has ever seen.
You all fat, neck-bearded, mouth-breathing trolls.
They don't have adrenaline in their soul.
Lots of new today. We have a new New Japan Cup winner, a new CMLL World Heavyweight Champion, new WWE Tag Team Champions. Jade Cargill has some new allies, and a new little prophet is on the way to the streets. Angelo Dawkins and his wife, Grace Russo, expecting their third child. Dawkins and Russo announced the news via social media Friday, noting that the baby is due in September. And some sad news from last night. Loverboy Dennis Condrey, one of the founding members of the Midnight Express, passed away on Friday at the age of 74. Dax Harwood of FTR made the announcement. And there's also a GoFundMe for funeral expenses you can search for in memory of Dennis Condrey, if you would like to donate. But Dennis Condrey, part of what many consider to be the greatest tag team of the 1980s. And much like people will argue Darren's or Star Trek captains, people will also argue which was your favorite Midnight Express. But there can only be one first and one founder. And we'll talk about Loverboy Dennis Condrey. Coming up next, Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live.
Okay, so in this next segment, you want to go to break at the end of the segment with...
I'm out with that Midnight Express.
And then I'll come back with it again.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do
gotcha.
Do it in and out of this segment.
Oh, you want it in this segment too?
Yeah,
Okay.
I want it coming into this segment.
Okay, got it. All right.
Because we're talking about him.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool. Okay, yeah, in and then out. Got you. All right, we're good to go.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna play the liner that says like now back to.
Sure, that's fine.
I'll just play the song.
That's fine, and then I'll just jump in. Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
That's great.
Yeah, it was so funny. You're like, yeah, I think we close with that every day, and I'm like, oh, that song. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Yeah. No, I didn't expect you to necessarily know it. It's fine. Has the Midnight Express theme.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was before I was born. So.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Don't worry. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I figured I'd have to explain it. That's not a big deal.
The last show that we just did before you, that comment, we came in and out of a couple segments with the Walker Texas Ranger theme.
Oh, sure. Yes, Chuck Norris. I always remember the movie Good Guys Wear Black. So cheesy.
It's funny because like everything about him was cheesy, but like
those movies, it's like wrestling of movies. It's just
yes,
it's supposed to be fun and simple, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all.
But yeah, when I was a kid, those were like the movies that you'd see at the drive-in. That'd be at the drive-in.
Okay.
Because kind of more popcorn-ish movies, kind of.
Yeah, my dad always used to tell me, yeah, I used to be able to go to movies at the drive-ins, get a burger and some fries, and it was like 20 cents.
Yep.
If he was alive, if he was still alive today, he'd be 80.
Your dad or Chuck Norris?
87. My dad. Yeah, he
Yeah.
had me.
So
had me
this
when he
is
was
generation.
50.
Because Chuck
Had me
Norris
when
is
he was 50. So
yeah, so same age as Chuck Norris, basically.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's why he loved Norris. Like
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, it's his generation kind of thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
When I was a kid, I watched Walker Texas Ranger. Nobody else knew what the hell it was my age, you know.
I was looking it up today. I didn't realize it was on from 93 until 2001.
I mean, it was
That's
all right. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. It's Wrestling Observer Live. Jim Kelly. Theme from the Midnight Express movie and the tag team. In case you haven't heard overnight, Loverboy Dennis Condrey, founding member, Midnight Express, passed away Friday night at the age of 74. Now, as you're probably aware, Dennis wrestled for years. I think he started like in 1973-ish, somewhere around in there. Wrestled all throughout the South, Memphis, and everywhere. Matter of fact, you see a picture of a young Dennis Condrey. He was a good-looking guy. Looked like he could have been in Foghat or 38 Special or Leonard Skinner, some Southern rock band. He looked pretty cool as a young man. At least I thought so. But the Midnight Express started in Southeastern wrestling. Where the Armstrongs and people were. Started with a tag team with Randy Rose, and then they added Norville Austin to make them a trio. So the Midnight Express originally was a trio. And then a few years later, Randy jumped ship to Mid-South Wrestling with Bill Watts. And as they say, the rest is history. Teamed with beautiful Bob Eaton, manager Jim Cornette to become the probably most famous incarnation, one of them anyway, of the Midnight Express. Start out, they beat Mr. Wrestling 2 and Magnum TA, the teacher-student who were breaking up. And then they had a very famous feud with the Rock and Roll Express, which really put both teams on the map, which, Rock and Roll Express, as I'm sure you know, was sort of put together to be a second Fabulous Ones, who were the #1 tag team in Memphis. And, so get around the horn, you can't have two Fabulous Ones, but they put together another young tag team for the girls. But they did the trade, the talent swap with Mid-South, sent the Rock and Roll Express down to Bill Watts, and they became the top tag team in the area and the one that all the girls liked. But, I mean, that feud was just, amazing. They were, whatever was it, they were it at the time as far as the look, the dress, the attitude. They really captured the aura of that time frame, that early 80s Van Halen 1984 attitude. They had moves and teamwork like nobody else, very state of the art. And then you have Jim Cornette talking for them. And certainly then you've got state of the art talking. Everyone's seen the angle with the birthday cakes and other things. And, again, just legendary. And of course, the world champion or other people would go through and come back to Crockett and say, you got to see these guys. But the Express had an offer, as Jim Cornette has talked about many times, to go to Crockett. But unfortunately, they had already agreed. Watts had pressured them along with Fritz to go to World Class, go to Dallas, where they feuded a lot with the Fantastics late into 84 and 85. Parade of Champions, all of that stuff. But unfortunately, unless you feuded with the Von Erichs, you weren't going to make great money, or as much as they could have being in Dallas. So when they got the chance, they finally made the jump to Crockett, right toward I want to say November of 85, late 1985, right around Starrcade. I want to say that first Starrcade, the Midnight Express faced Jimmy Valiant and Miss Atlanta Lively, Ronnie Garvin in drag. And then, early in the following year, the Express won their first NWA World Tag Team Championship, national television, the big special that predates the Clash of the Champions, Superstars on the Superstation, February of 1986. Now, despite the Rock and Roll Express being their most famous opponents, and God knows how many times they wrestled at their peaks and in retirement for just specialty matches, you know, at WrestleCons and things like that, those type of things. But besides them being their famous matches and most famous opponents, career idols, probably the most famous match Midnight Express had was Night of the Skywalkers, the main event of Starrcade, 1986. Midnight Express in a scaffold match against the Road Warriors, two very unlikely teams to be on a scaffold. And I believe that was Crockett's biggest pay-per-view and biggest show that they ever promoted. I mean, that was a very, very big deal. Road Warriors were red hot. I don't think anyone nationally had seen a scaffold match. But once you see it once, the gimmick's dead because scaffold matches suck. But in 1987, Dennis Condrey left Crockett, and with no notice, according to Jim Cornette. And Cornette doesn't even say exactly why he left, so it's a mystery to this day as far as I know. But Condrey later showed up in the AWA team with his original Midnight Express tag team partner, Randy Rose. They won the AWA titles. And later, that version resurfaced in World Championship Wrestling, which had just switched from Crockett. And they brought Paulie Dangerously, Paul Heyman, as their manager. They don't even work here. What are the Midnight Express doing here? They don't even work here. They laid out Cornette, Eaton, and Eaton's new partner, Sweet Stan Lane. And they met at Starrcade, and I think it was pretty sure it was Starrcade, but maybe it was Chi-Town Heat, Chi-Town Rumble. I think maybe that's because that was February. Anyway, and in NWA fashion, we never got that match. Something about what's his face, the Pizza Hut guy, not liking liking Randy Rhodes' work. So it was Dennis Condrey and Jack Victory, which was yay. Anyway, it's like, dude, just give us that one match and then kill them. But no. So we had to do that. Then Condrey left in early '89, and believe it or not, he actually came to Portland, Oregon. Now, I remember he did like one interview, and people were booing him. And I remember he looked out at the crowd from Crow's Nest and said like, "Hey, I'm a good guy now." That did not win people over. But I was asking a friend of mine, where's it at? I was asking because I don't believe he stayed around very long. And I remember years ago when I went to one of the Mid-Atlantic Fan Fests, and he was there, and I think he was getting an autograph or something. And I mentioned that I was from the area. Oh yeah, I wrestled in Portland. And I said, "Did you?" And he tried to make it sound like he was there for months, and he was not there for months. My friend goes, "Yeah, he beat Art Barr at the Portland Sports Arena, and then Billy Two Eagles in Seaside 2 days later." Now, the story, this is a story. Okay. Story is he failed a drug test. But other people say he just was not that enamored with Portland, which is not unusual because a lot of people, Southern guy like him, likes the warm beaches and things. They're never too hip on the Pacific Northwest. So who knows? But either way, I mean, look, Dennis Condrey, a historical figure in pro wrestling, founder of maybe the legendary tag team of the 1980s. Some say the best tag team of the 1980s. Certainly you can't argue that. You could, but don't know how successful. And, to start something like that is very, very impressive. And to go on and wrestle, well past retirement, because so many fans have so many great memories and want to see it, just live it one more time just for fun. Those golden oldies. So rest in peace, lover boy Dennis Condrey, and your legacy, your legend, and your contributions to the sport live on. Of course, somebody in your shuffle box says, very happy Dennis got some sort of flowers from today's wrestlers. They went to AEW a few years ago. FDR and CM Punk paid respect to the Midnight Express. That's pretty cool. So, by the way, there is a GoFundMe. Look for in memory of Dennis Condrey. GoFundMe, Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live.
That was good.
Okay, good. I'm glad. Just 10 minutes to do that stuff. I mean, I saw most of his career, so not the early 70s stuff. But yeah, no, in the beginning, he looked so cool. Like he could be like in a Southern rock band or something. That Freedom Rock? No, it's Loverboy Dennis. So anyway, and when remember that guy that says it's still real to me, damn it?
Yeah.
Okay, in that video, the woman who's laughing, I believe that's Dennis Condrey's wife.
Oh, really? Okay.
Pretty sure. So, yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. I back to today's, I don't know. I feel like they're really struggling to try to find.
And they've had some injuries and stuff, but still, it's like, I don't know.
I mean, part of it though is their own fault. I mean, you have so many talented people that you've just kind of swept under a rug, like
Drew, yeah.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
I mean, basically since the Judgment Day storyline, I mean, Damian Priest has just been floating into nothingness.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's so many things you could do with him.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
Drew, it's just basically he gets screwed every time.
Yeah. Well, it's like they had like some interesting combinations, and now that people are on their own, like people are going, oh, you know what? Rhea's not that great of a talker about herself. Oh, you know what? Damien's kind of lost on his own and just kind of like,
Yeah. And well,
everything's
and I think I think they did it probably way too late, but finally Finn kind of broke off.
yeah.
But they could have done that like 6 months ago and had an advanced storyline surrounding
Right. And it feels like the boat sailed on Finn. As far as
but he's fun to watch. He's fun to listen to.
Oh, he's great. I'm just saying, as far as
it just feels like they screwed the pooch on
him as a world champion. Feels like it's unfortunately sailed.
Yeah,
he has the talent and the ability. I mean, he's more historically significant than I think people who've only seen him in WWE realize. He was the Bullet Club guy.
Yeah.
To go from a junior heavyweight to be the leader, that's pretty impressive. But anyway.
Oh, here we go. Coming back.
You are listening to Wrestling Observer Live on the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network.
Wrestling Observer Live real quick. Of course, a few days ago, Chuck Norris passed away at the age of 86. I always look at it, 86 is a heck of a run. And if you reach a certain age, like above average, and the 86 is way above average, I always look at it as that's a hell of a run as opposed to necessarily being sad. But Chuck Norris, of course, at Survivor Series 1994, the casket match with Yokozuna and Undertaker, preventing Jeff Jarrett and other people from interfering in the match, giving Jeff that sidekick. Of course, Chuck Norris been famous since like 72, since Bruce Lee really put him on the map, and those, all those movies, action movies. Always remember Good Guys Wear Black, Delta Force. I didn't realize Walker, Texas Ranger had been on from 93 until 2001. 193 episodes. But anyway, rest in peace to Chuck Norris, but heck of a run. Callum Newman, overnight, defeated Yuya Uemura in the finals of this year's New Japan Cup in what ended up being what some are calling a classic battle between these two stars. Uemura battled through 2 brainbusters, walked into a lariat, who then Newman scored the pin with the make way. Now afterwards, Newman said no one wanted it more than him. And this makes him the ace of New Japan. Where have I heard that before? I don't like the 4 horsemen. I don't like them stealing old names from the past, come up with new ones. But Yota Tsuji then came out to the ring. United Empire appeared, but Newman told the Empire to stand down. And Newman told Tsuji to make way for the prince and kiss the crown. And Newman's only 23. Seems older than that, but only 23. That makes him the youngest New Japan Cup winner. And again, he'll face Yota Tsuji at Sakura Genesis, April 4th, Sumo Hall. In a battle between 2 AEW stars. By the way, spoilers. Hechicero defeated Claudio Castagnoli to win the CMLL World Heavyweight Championship. Sold out Arena Mexico last night. People in the chat saying it was a great match. Hechicero kicked out of a neutralizer, was able to avoid Castagnoli's trademark low blow and counter with his own trademark, the head scissor slam. He went to put Castagnoli in kind of a rings of Saturn, and Castagnoli refused to give up until Hechicero pressed his boot against the side of his face, which was enough to make him tap out. So Hechicero, it's his second reign for Hechicero. He also held it previously from 2018 to 2022. Now the show itself, Friday night, was called CMLL Homenaje a two leyendas, tribute to 2 legends. Talking about Salvador Luderoth Gonzalez and El Satanico. Now El Satanico was victorious in his retirement match Friday night. Satanico faced off against 2 of his greatest rivals, Blue Panther and Atlantis, in a 3-way. He pinned Panther with an elaborate cradle to win the match. The 76-year-old Satanico made his debut in 1973. I mean, what a career. 23 different title reigns, including 5 NWA World Middleweight Championships, a CMLL Middleweight Championship reign that lasted over 4.5 years. And he's also trained, played a hand in training people like Andrade El Idolo, Mascara Dorada, Psycho Clown, and Beast Mortos, among others. So, what a legacy for El Satanico. Tonight, AEW Collision, Slam Dunk Saturday, 11 p.m. Eastern or immediately following NCAA tournament coverage. Now, no spoilers. These were taped Wednesday in Fresno, but no spoilers, just the matches. Kyle Fletcher and Robbie Eagles in a TNT title match Brawling Birds take on the Sisters of Sin. Daniel Garcia and Claudio take on Commander and Masquerada and LFI in trios action. Now, there's also a 1 hour slam dunk collision tomorrow as well. It's going to be Tommaso Ciampa versus Leo Rush, Roderick Strong and Orange Cassidy versus Jay Lethal and Lee Johnson. Tag team champs Lena Cross and Megan Bayne in action. World Trios tag title match, Mystico and Jet Speed versus Takeshita, El Clone, and Josh Alexander. Again, 11 p.m. Eastern or right after NCAA tournament coverage. And again, both shows taped Wednesday in Fresno. Speaking of El Clone, Hologram gave a kind of a weird update to his injury. In return, he wrote, and I quote, "Injury detected. Source, clone. Surgical process complete. Recovery protocol active. Countdown initiated. I'm coming back to finish this." So apparently, like the $6 million man, we can build him bigger, stronger, faster. I don't know. Rey de Reyes Week 2 tonight. El Grande Americano presented with the Rey de Reyes sword. Wonder if any other El Grande Americanos might appear tonight. Got a 6-person tag team match. Rey Fenix, Mr. Iguana, Lola Vice versus La Hydra and Money Machine. AAA World Tag Team title match. Psycho Clown and Pagano defend against the War Raiders. That's 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. on Fox, Latin America, and on YouTube. Now, I do want to mention, someone wanted to mention real quick, House of Glory tonight. It's going to be the Acclaimed versus the main event, Infamous versus Sweet Cheeks, Deonna Purrazzo versus Indy Hartwell. First time ever, Sammy Guevara versus Amazing Red. World Championship match, Dijak challenges Charles Mason, and Mina Shirakawa takes on Shotzi. So that's Super Clash House of Glory tonight. I believe that on Triller. I think it's probably something like that. Anyway, Smackdown last night. I don't know. I get they've had injuries. I get they've had to make some changes, some things, but it just feels like if it wasn't WrestleMania, this could be like any pay-per-view in many ways. Maybe one, I don't know, just the World Women's matches, the promos for these are just kind of, we're seeing what they're doing with Randy. We'll see what the big surprise is, but it was just kind of, I don't know. It's like every week you get a great U.S. title match and everything else is. All right, Smackdown. Jelly Roll arriving to the show. We see Drew McIntyre attacking Jacob Fatu in his car. Security drags McIntyre off. Then McIntyre hits the ring. Security did a terrible job. Anyway, McIntyre lost everything because of Fatu. He should be in the main event of WrestleMania. Nick Aldis calls Drew the most self-sabotaging superstar ever. Fatu came down to ringside. The fight continues. Jacob splashed McIntyre through the commentary table and left Drew laying. We have new WWE Tag Team Champions. We'll get to that in a... Because what happened was Damian comes out, R-Truth comes out, and they beat the MFTs. Jason Mateo and Tama Tonga, when the rest of the Wyatt Six came out, started to brawl with the MFTs. Now, inside the ring, Priest hit Tama, the running lariat. Mateo was dropped by an AA from Truth, and that's it. It's over. New Tag Team Champions. And I gotta say, and I'm happy about this, R-Truth still in great shape, but looks more natural, not quite as cut and jacked. So for his age, I think that's a very good thing if you understand what I'm saying. They interview the Bellas. They have their first ever title match tonight against the Irresistible Forces. Charlotte and Alexa appear eating ice cream for some reason. They call the Bellas selfish for what they did last night, interfering in their tag team title match. Bellas say they'll show them how legends get it done. They grab Alexa's spoon and they leave. Oh, so dastardly. Backstage, Candice LeRae and still depressed Johnny Gargano. They don't know what to do. Danhausen offers $20 for $20. He will help them out. Candice gave him the money. Danhausen disappears. See what happens. Interview with Sami Zayn facing Aleister Black tonight. But last week, Cody tried to be a good person. He's bloodied, left on a stretcher. Randy Orton had the title. Kirk Williams shows up. Talk trash, says he's going to be checking out Zayn's match if he has time. Surprise. See what happens. Stand by, Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live.
Ends with beginnings. What keeps the planet spinning?
All clear.
Fun.
Do you have Medicare and do you use a CPAP machine? This is a national healthcare alert regarding your CPAP supplies. Using a clean CPAP mask and clean supplies is important to staying healthy. The best way to make sure your CPAP equipment is clean is to get new supplies. If you have Medicare, we have great news. Medicare will pay for you to have new clean supplies every 90 days. We'll even do all the paperwork for you to make sure that there's little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. And you don't even have to leave your home. We provide free in-home delivery. So if you're a CPAP user and you have Medicare, staying healthy with new CPAP equipment is easy. Just make this free phone call right now to get started.
Sponsored by Specialty Medical. 800-913-9739. 800-913-9739. 800-913-9739. That's 800-913-9739. Packages start at $29.99 a month with signed agreement. Restrictions apply. Speak to a representative for complete offer details. See Vivint.com for license details. Terms and conditions apply.
Homeowners, if you're looking for the best in home security and smart home technology at a price you can actually afford, we have great news. Now you can get Vivint's award-winning home security systems starting at about $1 a day. U.S. News and World Report has recognized Vivint as the best professionally installed home security system of 2022. And right now, you can get Vivint's home security technology for about $1 a day. Plus, get free professional installation from a licensed technician. Protect your home and loved ones for as low as $1 a day. Call right now for your free home security consultation.
800-918-6189. 800-918-6189. 800-918-6189. That's 800-918-6189. Do you have a book? Get it out of your mind and make it a real book with a free guide to book publishing. Trying to publish a book yourself can be complicated. It takes a lot of time. Time that you could spend writing your book or even more books. Do what you do best. We can do the rest. Thousands of authors across the nation have trusted our book publishing service. We have the connections to help you get your book printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple Books, Barnes & Noble, and bookstores nationwide. We can do it faster than you can on your own. Get your free guide to publishing. It's a free phone call. Remember, make this free call right now and learn how to turn your book into something real that people can buy. Get your free writer's guide. Call right now. 800-482-8399. 800-482-8399. 800-482-8399. That's 800-482-8399.
You are listening to Wrestling Observer Live on the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network.
Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live. Back to SmackDown. Motor City Machine Guns beat Fraxium with some help from Candice, who showed up at ringside. Hit Frazier with a cheap shot and let Sabin roll up Frazier for the pin. Not sure if Sabin saw that or not. Then, Randy Orton. You know Randy Orton. The guy who bloodied up Cody Rhodes with a sneak attack last week. Wearing the same bloody t-shirt. You know him. Well, he's cheered as he comes to the ring. And everybody's singing the song. They hear voices. They talk to him. They understand. You understand. Orton talked about how the crowd has sung along with his theme song for years. He felt the love. He's signed fans' posters, action figures, and that comes with the power he has for doing this for as long as he has been. And still, I guess this was supposed to turn him heel. It did not work. He said still, regardless, he wants his legacy to be championship gold and title reigns instead of smiles on faces. Fans still cheered. And like he said, Cody released any pressure he had. He can now be the best version of the Viper. Crowd still cheered. It is going to be a tough WrestleMania for these people. And the voices tell him he's going to beat Cody Rhodes for the title in the main event of WrestleMania. Again, everybody's cheering. Yay! Yay, psychopathic Randy. Yay, psychotic Randy. We love you. So Randy walking backstage, several wrestlers kind of looking at him. Matt Cardona walked up to him, called him out for his actions against Cody last week. And Orton got upset and said,
Mark-ass stooge, an indie nerd.
Punched him out. Orton shouted at Cardona to stay out of his business.
Mark-ass stooge, an indie nerd.
Now, after Sammy came out to face Aleister Black, who was in the ring, out comes Trick Williams, the second most cheered heel after Randy Orton. Like, I have to remind myself he's a heel because it does not feel like it. Anyway, Aleister and Sammy brawled outside. Sammy throws Black into the ring. Sammy says something and turns around. Trick throws a drink on Sammy's back. And while Trick and Sammy are getting into it, throws him into Sammy gets back into the ring. Black mass, right as he's standing up. Pin. Aleister Black wins. And again, the story is Sammy's emotions are getting the best of him. Again. Jade calls Rhea Ripley down to the ring. They went back and forth, da-da-da-da-da. Rhea wondered if they were going to talk or go at it. Jade says she's not there to make friends. She's not here to fight right now. She wants to make money. She's going to do it on her own time. So she leaves. As she leaves, coming down the aisle, Meechin and B-Fab. Well, suddenly, they all circle the ring and jump in and attack Rhea Ripley. So she's got her baddies, I guess, for WWE, does Jade. Wait, weren't they enemies? Or I know they sort of talked, or I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so they're together. It is what it is. Miz was talking to Kit Wilson backstage about how to approach Jelly Roll tonight. Danhausen popped up. Miz says he's not going to mentor Danhausen. And just then, a ladder fell behind them. Wilson leaves, and another ladder fell on Miz this time. He's still cursed. Solo Sikoa is upset at the MFTs for losing the titles. Tama Tonga suggests that give the lantern back to the Wyatt Six. You just haven't been the same. Solo says he sounds like Roman. We see Drew and Jacob. They're still brawling. You know, Drew and Jacob are supposed to be serious. And when you see these long brawls, it's kind of silly. So, Carmelo Hayes, again, open challenge. U.S. title against Ilya Dragunov. Long match. More good stuff, as you know. They are a little samey sometimes, but still. It's always excellent. These guys put in tremendous effort. Dragunov goes for a power bomb. Hayes switches it into a sunset flip bomb for the pin to retain. Again, another fun match. They have great chemistry, these two. Backstage, Orton apologizes to Jelly Roll. And Jelly Roll tells Randy, look, you're a good guy. You're very respected as a wrestler and a family man. And you should apologize to Cody later when you can. And Matt Cardona tonight. Later, Orton's seen on the phone with the mystery caller again, telling the person on the other line he would fix the situation. Now, I don't know what's going on, but I have seen some people speculate. If you don't want to know, just give me like 5 seconds. Okay? Okay. Some people have speculated he's on the phone with Arn Anderson, which would make sense, but we shall see if that's big enough. All right, in the ring, Kit Wilson calls out Jelly Roll. We're going to settle it like men. And Jelly Roll's ready to fight, and Wilson goes, oh, no. I fight with words. I'm a gentleman. And Jelly Roll's like, you want a rap battle? Oh, no. Wilson says, it's a poetry slam. Much more dignified. So Wilson did, da-da-da-da, little limerick thing. Jelly Roll's criminal past, his weight loss, proof that Ozempic works, made jokes about Jelly and his little Willie, da-da-da, nothing groundbreaking, pretty cliche stuff. So Jelly Roll came out with his own disses, Wilson's mom seeing Jelly Roll's Willie and, hitting it from behind, da-da-da. So this gets Wilson upset. Wilson hits Jelly Roll from behind, hits him with a big splash, heads up to the top, and a diving elbow. This was mercifully short. If Jelly Roll wasn't new and popular, this could have died. Afterwards, backstage, Jelly Roll demands a match next week against Kit Wilson. Bella's against the Irresistible Forces. Oh boy, not good. Charlotte and Alexa come out. So we go to the commercial. They brawl outside. High kick by Flair. Supposed to hit Nia's jaw. Safe again. Didn't look great. No contest. It was just bad. Then brawl in the ring. It ends in a skirmish as Legend held Flair in place for the leg drop from Jax. Randy Orton is back. He apologizes to Cody. Cardona comes to the ring. Cardona accepts his apology and then was low blowed, RKO'd, and then beaten at ringside. Then Orton wrapped Cardona's arm around a chair and stomped on it to break his arm. Fans are so appalled, they chant, one more time. So, welcome back to WWE, Matt Cardona. I mean, I know they put him in there to get sympathy. They figured if anybody could turn Randy heel, he'd be beating up Cardona, but nope. Then the Titantron showed Drew and Fatu brawling on the ledge of this sort of a building, maybe. It's been not very big, but in the edge of the parking lot. And there's a fence up, so you can't see below the ledge where they're fighting. There may be maybe 10 feet up max, probably less. Anyway, they're fighting. They step over the guardrail. They both take the bump and fall. And you don't see them fall because of the fence. But look, this kind of reminded me years ago. Remember Jeff Hardy did that when he feuded with Umaga? Did like a senton off a semi, and his landing was blocked as well. And I have no problem with that. Rather people be safe. So totally fine with that. I don't want people killing themselves for my entertainment. So obviously safe. That's fine. So they did that to end the show. And I think it's obvious that WrestleMania, it's going to be Drew and Jacob Fatu sort of in the Damian Priest and Drew position with the big brawl or Texas Death Match or No Holds Barred or something. Next week's Smackdown, Kit Wilson wrestles Jelly Roll. Women's U.S. Championship match. Julia versus Tiffany Stratton. And the Bella Twins take on Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss. But I don't know. To me, I think it's kind of bad that the most interesting match made so far for WrestleMania is Brock versus Obafemi. And look, I understand there have been injuries, whatever the vision was supposed to do and circumstances, and whatever was supposed to happen on SmackDown before Jacob Fatu was injured and they went back to Drew and Cody and all of that stuff, but it feels still slapped together and like nobody else was in position to be the guy or the woman, and especially these builds to the women's world title matches. I mean, in theory, these should also be considered main events, and they don't really feel like main events, especially Rhea and Jade. Just going back and forth, usual babyface heel banter. You're nothing. This means a lot to me. Da 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 da. It just feels very pedestrian. I mean, I get that things don't always go as planned, but you couldn't save some good writing or find some inspiration somewhere. And really, honestly, the only way Brock versus Obafemi is going to be interesting is if Obafemi wins. Even if Brock wins and loses to Oba, say in a rematch at SummerSlam, I don't know how compelling is that going to be. And Punk versus Roman, just who can mention the most names? Just kind of. I don't know, I'm just not feeling, even through all of the problems this WrestleMania has had, there still is just not a lot of inspiration. There's not a lot of anything. It's just kind of there, and they're just kind of, even though it is last minute, it doesn't have to necessarily feel last minute. Or there could be better writing or better motivations or, I don't know, something. I mean, I guess it helps Jade that she has people maybe to back her up and get a victory over Rhea, possibly. But other than that, it's just, I'm just kind of not feeling, someone says it feels like they kind of panicked, grasping at straws. I don't know. Now's the time for the A game. Not the same cliched promo. All right, some of my thoughts on Ricochet. Talk about that next. Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live.
All clear.
Change or cancel an existing airline reservation. What do? Well, Skywatch is a free service that can help anyone with any airline reservation fix it. Whether you want to cancel it, change your dates, or add passengers, we can help fix your airline reservations so you get exactly what you need. We've updated our computer database and now have access to every airline around the globe. So now you can make one phone call regardless of who booked your airline tickets, and we'll change it, cancel it, and fix it for you. We know the insider secrets to fixing reservations that the airlines don't want you to know about. So if you need to cancel, change, or modify an existing airline reservation, call Skywatch right now. It's a free call, so let us fix it for you. 855-325-5647. 855-325-5647. 855-325-5647. That's 855-325-5647.
Hello, Americans. It's Uncle Sam here. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS or state, don't worry. I've got important news that may help you negotiate a lower tax bill. In today's economy, the IRS has released a variety of new rules and is offering more flexible terms to help Americans looking to settle their IRS debt. If you apply today, we may be able to lift your wage garnishments and release a freeze on your bank assets or business. Our team of tax professionals can resolve your case and stop collection actions against you. Even if you've been audited or haven't filed a return in years, they can help. Call right now and find out if you qualify to settle your IRS debt for far less than what you owe. Pick up your phone right now and call us for a free $500 IRS tax review. Don't wait. Here's the number.
Call right now. 800-943-9215. 800-943-9215. 800-943-9215. Again, for the last time, that's 800-943-9215.
I've got a question for you. Do you want a lower car payment just by making a phone call? You know, most people buy a car and they pay whatever the car dealer says their interest rate is, and they forget about it and make payments. But did you know there is a secret in your contract that allows another company to refinance any car payment to try and lower it? It's true. There is indeed a company out there that knows the ins and, more importantly, the outs on car loans, and they know how to lower your current car payments. It's easy and fast, and you could have a lower car payment next month. Make this free call right now and find out if you could lower your existing car payment. Call the Car Savings Hotline right now. The call is free.
Call now. 800-605-1680. 800-605-1680. 800-605-1680. That's 800-605-1680.
You are listening to Wrestling Observer Live on the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network.
Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live. Real quick about Ricochet and the whole thing on X. The woman said, Ricochet's not a very good actor. And he said something to the effect of, I'm glad you have MS. When I first saw it, I thought, are they like teasing each other? I thought maybe like it's like a little, I don't know. But obviously that wasn't the case. Was he in heel form? Was he actually mad? Did he have a couple and let himself go? There's no excuse either way. It's very stupid. I think Ricochet's character on television has been great, but this was dumb. Now, is it? I guess the woman who has MS, that's too bad. Leave these people alone. That's the other thing. It's like, I guess Samantha Irvin, his wife, she deactivated. She was getting some pretty awful stuff. Two wrongs don't make a right. Leave her alone. She has nothing to do with it. That's the other thing. But it's like wrestlers can be so dumb sometimes. And, everyone makes a mistake. I mean, if he got fired, I think I wouldn't defend him or anything like that. But if he doesn't, I don't think I'm upset about that either. I feel like this was a mistake. I feel like it is, at some point forgivable. And, but people need to, lay back. And also, just because someone's an idiot doesn't give you permission to white knight and jump in there and do whatever. Yeah. Exactly. Lance Storm said it. Yeah. Workers who are allowing themselves to be worked on social media follow that trend. Yes. That's exactly right. And like I said, maybe Ricochet thought he was in character. Maybe, who knows what he thought, but he still did it. It can be easily misinterpreted. So, be very careful and don't give people threats. The woman who has MS, leave her alone. Samantha Irvin, leave her alone. And seriously, just, don't be an idiot. Everybody, time out. Yeah, I can forgive it, just as long as he doesn't, keep doing it or doing it again. I hope he's learned something. Sometimes, you gotta take your lumps to learn things. So let's hope that's the case here. All right. Hopefully I will talk to you next week. I think I'm in Portland, but either way. All right. Talk to you next time. Have a great weekend. Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer.
College did their darndest again. All right, Jim. Have a good weekend. Take care.
Talk to you later, man. Bye. There it is. Yes. All right. There we go. Yeah, exactly. I forgive Ricochet. I agree. Oh, you know what, Robert? I just realized. Is that that's Lou Grant, isn't it? That's funny. It's Edward Asner. Yeah, exactly. It's a learning experience for all. He shouldn't have done it. Should have known better. But at the same time, it's like, it's not the worst thing to say. But at first I thought, okay, it's got to be maybe like a joke between them, or like dark humor. Maybe they know each other or something. And I just kept waiting. I hate to react immediately to that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just let's see how this all plays out at first. So, all right, Heartland Newsfeed. Appreciate you guys. You guys are you guys a radio station? Is that what it is, Heartland? Guessing you do ag reports and good stuff like that. I did all those things too. I've done all those things. Yes, indeed. It is. All this stuff's toxic. Oh, did I don't know what Obafemi is. I don't really care. Oh, you look like Ed Asner. So that is you. Wow, you do look like Ed Asner. Well, then you're a very handsome man. Yeah. Well, I mean, Joe Rogan, Elon Musk is, I'm sorry. He's not someone to be admired. Oh, geez. Mercedes Moné lost 2 more titles. I missed that. Lost 2 more titles. There we go. Look at that. How nice. Mercedes. Look at her. Anyway. Oh, jeez. Anyway. Oh, no. CMLL wrestler Titan broke his right foot. Oh, that sucks. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, that sucks. Oh, it gets better soon. Ouch. Big guy, too. Big guy. Yeah. Anything else exciting? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, he signed with. So I guess he's going to, he's going to go between both, which is cool. Good for him. Good for him. As far as Tony Storm goes, I don't know what's going on there, but it seems to be private. So since it's private, whatever it is, I don't want to speculate or, I want to respect that just like I would with it. I don't know that it's necessarily, important. Whatever it is, I'm sure we'll find out in time. So, but we wish her well. Wish her well. About Randy Rose, what'd you say about Randy Rose? He didn't. I thought he quit WWE. I don't remember him. I don't remember him getting fired. I think he quit and moved to AEW. That I recall. The coffin match. It was a lot, wasn't it? Darby does a lot, as opposed to Darby does Dallas. I worry about him. I worry about Darby. It's like, I'm not saying slack, but it's like You know, as far as AEW goes, Darby is a star. You know, Darby's a star. And it's like, you know, you don't need to do like, you know, 3-hour chin locks, but you know, you can slow down a little bit, Darby. You can do a little bit less and preserve your body. You know, I mean, he's got that small frame, and he should, you know, be careful. But I mean, on the other hand, it's like he's smaller than everybody else, so it makes sense that he's very aggressive to, you know, overtake his larger opponents. But yeah, it's like there was a lot. But I mean, I guess if you're going to beat Gabe Kidd, it kind of helps Gabe Kidd in the sense that, well, we had to do all of this to beat Gabe Kidd. So in a sense, it makes Gabe Kidd look strong, that he needed a car, he needed this, he needed that, he needed this, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. So yeah. Oh, dude, you know how many times I've seen Darby and Swerve? Darby and Swerve in Defy. Oh, yes, definitely. Yes, that's where Darby does Dallas. Dynasty? Where's Dynasty gonna be? I don't think I know. I don't think I've even seen yet. I need to pay more attention. Where's it's Vancouver. That's right, Vancouver. BC. I don't know if I will or not. I don't know. I'm not sure. I doubt it. I doubt I will. Although it's kind of funny how I've seen AW in Florida. I've seen AW in California, Oregon, Washington. Chicago, I guess. Yeah. So I guess I should do another country at some point, right? Anyway, so we shall see. You know, it was interesting. To me, anyway. I have my nephew, who is my niece's husband. So we're not related by blood, but he likes wrestling. Big WWE guy. That's understandable, of course. And he got tickets to in Phoenix, AEW in Phoenix, and loved it. And now he's like, oh, AEW or WWE isn't quite as, you know, exciting or whatever, which I had nothing to do with. Some people are. Yeah. Whole coffin match was a clown show. So mentioning his mental health issues. Oh, I got you. Sure, that's fair. I thought the show was fine, but I didn't think it was like the best show. But people saying it was a terrible show. I didn't think it was terrible, but yeah. Oh, he has mental health issues now. Can you be a madman anymore? I don't even know. I don't know. Will going after him. Well, we'll see. I mean, it's possible. I mean, Will could be the one who brings the good mocks out or something. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, they've had. There's a couple of those troops. There's micro wrestling. There's midget wrestling, and then I think there's another one. I think. But there's one out of Pigeon Forge, where they have there's a strip mall. And in the strip mall is Hulk Hogan's wrestling shop and micro wrestling and Cooters, which has the Dukes of Hazzard and some other stuff. So that's pretty funny. Oh yeah, Tamatonga got fined for backstage video. Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking there. Yeah, I don't know why he thought that was okay when WWE does that, but yeah. Well, maybe Mark Mero was the '90s, so you could be crazy back then, I guess. But yeah, I know. I don't know what they're. Who knows? Maybe they'll change it again. It feels like they're kind of feeling things out with Gabe Kidd. I don't know. We shall see. But like, I feel like even though with the straitjacket and the car and everything that happened, it's like I still feel like Gabe Kidd is losing a little too much. But maybe it's just one of those things where you gotta show you're on board and it'll turn around for him. Maybe it's just one of those things. Yeah. Right. There we go. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah. It's funny. We got a feud going on in the chat. Look, you guys. Trying to think if there's anything else. I don't know. Anything else exciting? I don't know. Just, I don't know. There are no real stories as far as WWE right now. So, I don't know. But maybe they'll get their act together. I don't know. Just trying to think. So what comes after WrestleMania? What can we do? Yeah. I feel like I just hope they're not the new Bang Bang Gang. You know? I don't know what they just seem to like. I like Switchblade Jay White. But obviously I hold him in higher esteem than Tony Khan or whomever does. But I mean, I think, Dave Finlay is a great wrestler. He does a lot of little things really well. And we'll see. When one would think that they're going to be a little higher on the totem pole, but we shall see. Oh, it was the miking? Okay. That's true. Fair enough. Needs to be a ladder match? Oh my gosh, can they do that? Can Cope and Cage do that? I don't know. I mean, they just got back. Do we want them to risk that kind of injury just yet? That seems, I don't know. That just seems like they're playing with fire. Don't need Cope to be gone for another 7 months. It's like he'll be 70 before he finally gets to retire. Yeah, step ladder match. Maybe one of those things that carry you upstairs. One of those things. How about that? A lift match? Yeah. Maybe that's what we're setting up for Jay White, but still, I don't know. Jay White's lost a lot of momentum after that Full Gear where he lost to MJF. It was kind of rough. So, tear your ACL wins. Oof. Yeah, something. I just, have these guys around for a little while. It feels like people want to see it, but it's lost so much momentum between injuries and movie shoots and whatever plans and all that stuff. So we'll see. A scooter match. How about they sell the Christian and Cope sell those ridiculous, really expensive planks. Could do some kind of planking match. So, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, no, we'll see what happens. Finley's great. We'll see what happens. Where does this leave Hangman? So I have a theory. Here's what I think. I think Hangman Adam Page can be gone and at the same time challenge for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. It's sort of like my favorite movie, Time Cop. Well, not my favorite movie, but Tony Khan's favorite movie, Time Cop. So I think that's the theory. It's going to be Time Cop. He's going to come back and do both simultaneously. So he's honoring the stipulation and he's coming back to challenge. It's going to be Time Cop. So that's my, what, you fixed Johnny Gargano? Do you? I don't know what you do. I mean, he's small. Let's just have him and gets a new tag team partner and all of that. I don't know. Oh, that's true. Hey, yeah, ladder match isn't possible because Hardy's and Dudley's already had the greatest tag team match ever. Yes, congratulations to Ted DiBiase Jr. He beat the case. Brother. Oh, brother. Yeah. And I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about. I would just say not guilty is maybe not always the same as innocent. They were able to hang it on a poor mark. Yeah, the stip is verbal, so I don't know what you do or if people even care. That could be cool. Yeah, AEW Tag Team Champs in Vancouver. That could be cool. Yeah. So. Yeah, everyone has a price. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Oh well. People just hear not guilty and there's no need to waste time on that. Because it doesn't matter. Does not matter. It's done. No need to. Oh really? Okay, this is weird. AEW, there it is, has released a Who Killed Tony Storm t-shirt. Interesting. All right. That's, all right then. I don't know what it means by that. Oh well. We shall see. Oh, and again, Mercedes Moné lost 2 more championships in Rev Pro. So this is very funny. Did you guys see this one on Reddit? Aubrey Edwards says, I was making my way through immigration at the Mexico City airport. It's a big airport, by the way. The agent asked me the purpose of my visit. I said I was there to work with CMLL. And she got really close and whispered, as a participant in a way that made it clear so that she didn't want to out me in case I was an unmasked luchadora. So that's pretty funny. I don't want to get into any speculation about Tony's personal life. I don't know. I feel like that's it's her business. I've seen that, heard that. Obviously, it's come to a lot of people's thought, but I don't want to. Yeah, I'd love to see Brian Cage come back. He was great. Yes, acquitted of charges. Yes, acquitted. So, indeed. Yes. So there he is. But I don't want to get into that and my thoughts on that. I don't want to. What's the point? There's no point. It's pointless. It's done. It is what it is. So there it is. Yes, that's what happened. It's Darby Allin. No, I don't know. It's too bad because she's such a big star. Oh, Keith Lee. I know it's sad. Sad Keith Lee. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I mean, was it just long COVID? I don't know. That's sad. Seemed like he was going to be on quite the fast track. And that's the thing. It's like there have been so many people who seemed fast tracked and then they're not. So it's like now I try to be a little less, I don't try to jump the gun when it comes to, big stars as far as, I mean, a lot of promise, obviously, in Obafemi, a lot of promise in Javon, a lot of promise in Trick, but, dude, Blake Christian, Blake Christian and Will Ospreay was like a dream match for me. I know that he doesn't win a lot. For some reason, he bugs people. But oh my gosh, that guy is so good at making people look like $1 million. If I had to pick one person to get me through a freaking match, it'd be Blake Christian. And I suck. So, yeah. Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah. Dude, it's real. Take it seriously. Don't get hurt. That's what's sad. There we go. Yes, the Murder Hawk, Lance Archer. Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer. So he's like 3 things. Yes. Oh, yes. Rodzilla, the Hall of Fame. Do people still care about Dennis Rodman? Feels like no one even talks about him anymore. I mean, obviously people who remember him in the 90s, but it feels like no one really, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah. Look, I don't know about anybody else who died. So I don't want to speculate on that. Yeah, the Midnights should have been in the Hall of Fame, and I don't know what happened. I don't know why. I think that would have already been done, but who knows? Oh well. Is 50? I thought the record was 17. I don't know. I mean, how about this? I think Randy will win. I don't know that he wins at WrestleMania or not. I'm not sure yet. I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that goes on to SummerSlam or something. Something like that. So. Oh, I think Andrade's probably turning babyface, it seems. Seems like Takeshita is. I don't know about Fletcher. I don't think Fletcher needs to turn yet. But Takeshita, they're taking a really, really long time, which is odd. That's true. Well, Luther is just Luther the Butler now, isn't he? He's just Luther. Like that. That's right. Yes. Kim Jong-un in the Hall of Fame. Why not? I don't know. Well, Punk, I don't think he's going to go for another title. If Punk comes over or something like it in a draft, then sure, I could see that. But I don't see him going for a title. Dave gave 3 matches, Revolution 5 stars or more. Which ones? Let's take a look. Dude, it was a great show. I mean, can't deny it's a great show. I don't know. It's so funny. Now, let's see. Let's take a look. All right. Let's take a look. Yeah. Oops, there it is. All right. What was her? Revolution. 92%. People gave it the middle, 1% thumbs down. Wow, that's craziness. Okay, let's see. I came out of Revolution thinking I didn't know if I had a favorite match because there were so many good ones. It was hard. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. What's probably FTR and the Young Bucks? Is that 5? Okay, FTR and the Young Bucks. 5.5. Yeah, that was an awesome match. Yeah, Takeshita and Mox, absolutely. God, how good is Takeshita to be able to wrestle everybody? Seriously, everybody. Brody King and I thought Swerve was excellent. Tekla was great. The 6-man tag team match was a lot of fun. Andrade and Bandito lived up to the hype. Yeah. Then what's the main event? Yeah. I can see those points. Oh, is that why? Andrade match 5 stars. He only got his number. I think he tucked it into his tidy white jeans. I think that's what he did. I don't know. No, it was a good match. I know I saw people posting pictures of Dave at San Jose, and I'm like, dude lives in the area. So, and they were like showing pictures of Dave like looking at his phone and like trying to stay like he wasn't paying attention. But 1, there's hardly any seats behind him that were full. And 2, everybody was looking at their phone. Even the people sitting at ringside, like working, like whoever it was, like the crew. It's like no one was paying attention because nothing was going on. But that's just what people do. Yeah. So I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, good for Andrade, you know. He's just, look, some people I believe are just not WWE guys. And there's nothing wrong with that as far as, you know, Andrade needs different opponents, different things to do. Same thing, I think, Claudio. Like I told you the story. I happened to be backstage briefly in Nashville when they were there, right before Andrade went and won the CMLL World title. And I was backstage at whatever you want to call it, the Tony Khan position, gorilla position, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, and Claudio came back and dude was hyped. He was so hyped to go to CMLL. And I don't know if he knew he was winning or not or anything like that. He was just hyped. And he, you know, Tony introduced me to him and he was hyped. And I was just, I was like, oh man, you seem really happy. I'm very happy for you. You know, just trying to be nice and polite and all that stuff. And he said, oh man, I live for this shit. And was just saying how much, you know, he likes touring and going. So he said it's one of the reasons he came to AEW is to be able to wrestle more people and more places and stuff. And look, being in WWE, being a WWE superstar, and in that platform, and there's nothing wrong with that either. It's great money, it's all that stuff. But I mean, a lot of people who really love wrestling and love the art of wrestling with different people and things, there's nothing wrong with wanting to do that either. Yeah, Claudio and CMLL is different. And, I just think he's great, So, yeah. No, this has been a great time to be a wrestling fan. And like all the people, like Dave, I think, talked about it on Wrestling Observer Friday. Talked about how, there's just people who are just against AEW for whatever reason. And it's like, dude, you guys are missing out. There are a lot of cool things. A lot of cool things. And, yeah. So, someone says, what about Charlotte? She's fading out. I don't know. Is she? I mean, I feel like because there is, wrestling fans, and this happens, I think, in everywhere. This happens everywhere. WWE, AEW, probably some independents as well. I can't really speak about it in Japan, but fans get burned out on people. They get burned out, on Charlotte Hogan, Rhea Hogan. They win too much now. We love them. Then suddenly, oh no, they win too much. They get all the titles, and there's a backlash. And it just feels like with Toni Storm before she was out, whatever it is, they put her in with Mina to kind of avoid the Toni Storm Hogan backlash. They kind of worked her into tag teams, put Tekla up there, Statlander, other women to kind of give them some spotlight. And out of the bright spotlight of Toni Storm's star, So I feel like Charlotte and Alexa in this tag team for that reason. That's kind of my thought. Anyway. But I mean, Charlotte, she's approaching 40, I think, and she wants to, I think, still have a family, and I think she wants to make. I think in an interview she said something about making FU money, and and going on with her life. So maybe that's what's going on. We'll see. Charlotte and Jade. If anybody could pull a match out of Jade Cargill, it's Charlotte Flair. Meeting in WWE. I'll bet you Mercedes could. And there's others. But I'll bet you they could. Could EO? Probably, possibly. Asuka, because she's a genius. Yeah. But Charlotte could. I mean, geez. I still remember the match where she made Rhea. That was incredible. Charlotte has done that more times than people want to acknowledge. So, tag team division, big mess. Yeah. I don't know what happened. But, that's the thing. People need to slow their roll on when someone shows up in a new company. They get spotlighted, and then, oh my gosh, Motor City Machine Guns. First time in WWE, they win the tag team titles. They're spotlighted. They're having these matches, and now it kind of fizzled out. Some might say that Tommaso Ciampa made the same thing. Those type of things. It's like, let things kind of, smooth out and see what happens before you say, oh, they made the best decision ever, or the worst decision ever, or, whatever. You gotta kind of see what happens. Like right now, everything's going great. Everything's coming up Danhausen, and maybe it will. But we'll see what kind of shelf life he has and what he has to change. Oh, did the Saudi King say that? I missed that. I missed that. Well, their economy is tourist based. It's quite a place. I've been there a few times. It's something. It's not like real life, but I don't know. We'll see what happens going forward. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Yeah. Well, WWE has never really been a tag team territory for many, many years. So, but hey, Motor City Machine Guns has won tag team titles a lot of different places. Winning the titles certainly helps. I don't know that, they were never going to be main events or anything in WWE. So we shall see. We shall see. I don't know about Eddie Kingston, by the way. I can't help you on that one. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with Eddie. So yeah. The tag teams is like Street Profits, New Day, all these things. Just what's going on? And I don't know what they're gonna do with Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano. What's gonna happen? I don't know. Yeah, creative has a lot to do with it, and it's especially now it's WrestleMania season. So WrestleMania season is the big stars, the big programs, celebrities, all that stuff. So, tag team's not going to get a lot of love right now. They're just going to get a multi-person match or something like that. We'll see. But that's just, I think that's one of the reasons why we haven't seen Royce Keys. Because again, it's WrestleMania. And they can show Danhausen because he's not going to wrestle. So they can do that. So, I don't know. I figured out who attacked the Timeless one. Don't be surprised if it's Baszler that knocked out Timeless. Why, you asked? Because Valtteri, Shafir, Rousey, Baszler are friends. I thought Shayna Baszler was coaching in WWE. I thought she had a role. It could be. I don't know. Maybe. I wonder. I don't know. We shall see. I guess someone was saying Ronda Rousey did that appearance at Revolution just like an FU to TKO. Which is pretty funny. As far as of course it was. Booker T Appreciation Night. Dude, the Observer Award wasn't Dave. But of course it was. Dave didn't vote it. He would. He said he would. Look, I would vote it. I don't know. Dave didn't do it, but yeah. It's so funny. They just I doubt Dave even cares. To be honest, to sell it, whatever. But it's fine. So many fans they have either don't know of Dave or listen to podcasts and hear a Dave that doesn't exist. and don't like Dave. And so I'm sure they thought it was funny or, whatever. But, I just feel like I said, Booker T should be less of a perv on the microphone. But that's just me. But I'm sure it is. Of course, I'm sure it is. That anybody could have told you that. So, yeah, that TK sign was right there. It was right there, and we missed it. 6 years, or however long it's been. We've missed that. 3 years or whatever. Missed it. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they misquote him a lot. Call him a liar and call him this, or they just don't understand wrestling. So they don't understand wrestling, and when Dave, tells them something that's truthful, because they don't understand it, because it scrambles their brain, they don't know. So they get all whatever. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it is what it is. What else? Whatever. So, yeah, but it is what it is, Dave's been doing this. And see, and I like Dave a lot. I have a lot of respect for Dave. I'm very grateful to be here doing whatever it is I do. And because of that, it's like I feel like protective of Dave, but I don't need to. Dave's been doing this a lot longer. He's been doing this and dealing with this before I came along, and he'll be dealing with it, long after I've come along. So it doesn't matter. Oh, I should mention, hey, someone mentions, by the way, watch pay-per-view with my uncle Sunday. He is one is turning into a regular watcher from a year ago, not watching anything. I love wrestling. It's funny. I mentioned I met a guy on the 80s cruise named Mike Rand. And Mike has been subscribing to the Observer for 30 years. And God, he watches everything. Everything. And his wife hates it. But luckily, he works from home. So, and she is out of the house. So during the daytime, he's able to have wrestling on while he's working. So, we'll see. We should. But anyway, it's just cool that he's been doing that for so long and still loves all of it, still has a passion for it. That was awesome. Who knows what they're going to do? I don't know what. They certainly could go to AEW, I guess, whenever. I don't know when their contract is up. But if they want to, who knows? Who knows what their goals are and what they want to do. Yeah, exactly. Now these people are always looking for something about Dave. Like if you go to the SC Jerk thing on Reddit, the Squared Circle Jerk, and it's like, I don't know. Sometimes it can be funny, but it just seems like the same stuff over and over again. It's just like, okay. Yes, we've made this joke. Yes, we've made that joke. And just like, sometimes they're funny, occasionally, when they're new. But a lot of them are just the same old over and over and over again. It's just, I don't know. Oh, well. Like I said, my nephew, my niece's husband, watched WWE and likes WWE, likes Daniel Bryan, not Bryan Danielson, and other people and stuff, and his friends do. And he got tickets to, was it Full Gear last year? Was that the Kick-Ass pay-per-view in Phoenix? I think it was. But he loved it, and he loved the anarchy in the arena with the way the music played the whole match. And he just thought that it was just so much more exciting, and they give you more than WWE. And a lot of people don't always feel that way, and that's fine. But I was happy for him that he was enjoying some other stuff, and he likes AEW now, so that's cool. That's cool. Look, man, LA Knight is very famous now after grinding, and I'm sure he wants to be a WWE champion, but maybe not. Maybe it's not in his future, no matter how hard he worked. Or maybe it's one of those things you got to give it more time. And maybe he'll get a gold watch someday. It's hard to say. Yeah. Made a bid for it. I don't know if he almost did. He had like the cheapest, the lowest bid. Was it 6.9 billion or million? Whatever it was. But, well, of course he's going to do that. But I mean, monopolies aren't good. Even if it's someone you think does a good job. Monopolies are not good. And so, yeah. So, I get that. I get that. But, I don't know. Ronda's funny. Ronda Rousey. I mean, TKO did some nice things. Not TKO, but UFC back then, Dana. They did some nice things for her to try to, I know that after she lost Holly Holm, she was really, really depressed. And that's understandable. But, yeah. Enough money to acquire WWF from the Panda Group. Didn't somebody already acquire it from Panda? Isn't there a wrestling thing that's like WWF.com or something? I thought they just got rid of it, but I could be wrong. I thought that's what I remember. Yeah. Well, I mean, why not? Why not lowball? Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I like AEW. I like the variety. I like that, people feel different. Tekla can come in, and she's different. She's not Tekla. Okay, Tekla, this is your pose. Okay, Tekla, this is your entrance music, and you do this when you come to the ring. And this is your catchphrase. And you end every promo with this catchphrase. And this is your signature look. These are your signature colors. And that's what you do. It's like I like that there's a little more. And I'm not talking about Brody King, but there's a little more uniqueness that people can be more, themselves. And it's fun. I mean, it's exciting. I think the wrestling is very exciting. And look, I understand why WWE does what she does, what it does. It's very successful. It's the white Zinfandel of wrestling. It has a formula. That formula is very successful. It draws in a lot of people, and it works. And don't change nothing. Don't dump the girl that brought you to the dance. So, yeah, so I don't know. Let's see. What do you think? AEW, I think, maybe comes across as like they take the whole thing way more seriously or something. Like they seal the idea, like they're more respectful of the tradition. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he did the Walker Texas Ranger for Survivor Series 94. I mean, a lot of times you got to have things to promote. Did Chuck do like a lot of movies and things afterwards? Let's see. I don't even know, to be honest. Sorry. Okay, film. Let's see here. What did he do? No, he did some other films, I guess. But there are a lot of streaming and direct-to-video. But yeah, you'd think he would have done something. No. Hawaii 5-0. But I mean, geez, dude was 86. So, I mean, even in his, 10 years ago, he was 70. Maybe he just didn't want to do it by then. Promoting Walker Texas Rangers, one thing, but otherwise, I don't know. They've gotten better under Triple H with respecting the past and things like that. It's gotten better. But yeah, I mean, for the longest time, for years and years and years, it was, WWE and nothing else. And that's kind of what they did. I mean, I remember as a kid, it drove me crazy because I would see people who I knew had been in world class or wherever, and they'd come in, and it was just like, where is this person from? We don't know. And I'm like, well, I know. That kind of stuff. So, I don't know. Yeah, Tekla has really seized an opportunity. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. Like, really kind of that person who's gotten out of had Toni Storm still been in the picture, she still shines with Toni Storm's, stardom around. So, no, it's very impressive with Tekla. Very impressive. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see, future talent. Do they want to go to WWE or not? Does Tekla want to go? Does David Finlay want to go? Hell, but it looks like they're really moving forward with that second generation faction. So that's interesting. So anyway, all right, kids. Well, anything else we should discuss we haven't talked about? No, I think that's about it. I think that is about it. Oops. There we go. There we go. Anyway, yeah, Tekla's money. Yeah. You think Anna Jay's going to WWE? Hey, she might do well to go to WWE. I don't know, she got so much better with just a month in Stardom. I don't know why she doesn't, maybe she didn't like it, or who knows, there could be other reasons, but yeah, I hope it works out. She seems very talented. She needs the gear with the stars, and what was she, the star of the show or whatever it was? It felt like she was dressed like a girl going to dance recital. And I was just like, not so much. Not so much, but she's very talented, and she could definitely, leveled up fairly quickly. And I think, yeah, she should do that. You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. I always appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, definitely. So I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you. And yeah, we'll hopefully talk to you next week. I'm going to plan on being in Portland, so we'll try to put it together again and make it happen. So there you go. All right, guys. Yeah, and girls, and anyone else. Thank you all for being here. And yeah, I appreciate all you being here. I really do. Talk to you later.